Hey there, welcome back to Gen U Games, where we dive deep into the gaming universe to bring you the best picks for your Nintendo Switch. Today, we're spotlighting the top 30 indie games that you absolutely must play. Whether you're into pixel-perfect platformers, gripping narratives, or innovative gameplay mechanics, we've got something for everyone. So grab your Joy-Cons and let's jump right in. You play as Zagreus, the rebellious son of Hades, god of the dead. Tired of life in the underworld, Zagreus decides to escape to the surface. Along the way, he discovers that his real mother might be alive up there, not in the underworld like he was told. As he fights his way out, he's helped by the Olympian gods, like Zeus, Athena, and Poseidon, who send him powerful gifts. Meanwhile, Hades tries to stop him at every turn. Every death sends Zagreus back home, but each escape attempt reveals more about his family, his past, and the true reason he was kept in the dark. It's a story about family, freedom, and finding where you belong.
I always wanted to kill a god. You'll have to do.
The prince himself. You want to talk to me?
How very interesting.
Death approaches.
Celeste is a 2D platformer developed by Matt Makes Games, where you play as Madeline, a young woman climbing the mystical Celeste mountain. On the surface, it's a challenging jump and dash platformer, but underneath, it's a heartfelt story about mental health, anxiety, and self-acceptance. Tight, precise controls. You jump, air dash, and wall climb through increasingly tough levels. Each area introduces a new twist. Very challenging but fair. The game expects a lot from you, but gives you all the tools you need. You are a nameless little knight who arrives in Hallownest, a fallen underground kingdom once full of glory, now ruined by a strange infection that's driving its insect-like citizens mad. As you explore, you uncover that Hallownest was built around a powerful being called the Radiance, a godlike entity of light. To suppress the Radiance and save the kingdom, the rulers created the Hollow Knight, a vessel designed to contain the infection. But the plan didn't work perfectly. The infection is leaking again, and the world is falling apart. In Dead Cells, you are a mass of cells that takes over a dead prisoner's body in a cursed, ever-changing island. Your goal? Escape, though nobody knows if it's even possible. As you fight through the castle and beyond, you uncover hints that the island was once ruled by a king who caused a catastrophe, the malaise, that turned people into monsters. Now, the place is in total ruin, and you're just another experiment trying, and dying, to break free. You control a child who has fallen into the underground, a large, secluded region under the surface of the earth, separated by a magical barrier. The player meets various monsters during the journey back to the surface, some of which may engage in combat. The combat system involves the player navigating through mini-bullet hell attacks by the opponent. They can opt to pacify or subdue monsters in order to spare them instead of killing them. These choices affect the game, with the dialogue, characters, and story changing based on outcomes. A Short Hike is a relaxing indie adventure game where you play as Claire, a bird who's visiting a peaceful island park. Your goal is simple: hike to the top of Hawk Peak to get cell phone reception. But how you get there, and how long you take, is entirely up to you. You explore, glide, climb, and swim around the island. You can collect golden feathers, which let you climb and jump higher, find treasures, talk to quirky characters, and just enjoy the beautiful world at your own pace. It's open-ended. You can rush to the summit, or get lost fishing, racing, or helping other animals. In Katana ZERO, you are the dragon, an assassin living in a dystopian city, working for a mysterious psychiatrist who gives you assignments, and a drug called Chronos that lets you slow time and see the future. But as you take on more jobs, your sense of reality begins to break down. You have nightmares about a war you barely remember. You start seeing hallucinations and encountering people who should be dead. You realize you're being manipulated, but by who, and why? The deeper you go, the more you discover that Chronos isn't just a tool, it's a way to control you. You play as Stella, a Spiritfarer who helps guide spirits to the afterlife. Instead of fighting or racing against time, your job is to care for, befriend, and eventually say goodbye to each spirit you meet. Relaxing gameplay, you farm, fish, cook, craft, and upgrade your boat at your own pace. Emotional storytelling. Each spirit has their own backstory, struggles, and moving farewell. Wonderful music. Soft, emotional, and perfectly matched to the world's bittersweet tone. You play as one of several characters, like the Ironclad, the Silent, or the Defect, trying to climb a strange living tower called the Spire. As you ascend, you face monsters, strange events, and ancient powers, gathering strength and relics. The Spire is a sentient structure, manipulating challenges. Some characters, like the Ironclad, have dark pasts, or are bound to contracts or curses. Your mission is to break the heart of the Spire, literally. Defeating the final boss isn't the true end. To fully slay the Spire, you need to complete special conditions to uncover the hidden real ending. Cuphead and his brother Mugman live in a place called Inkwell Isle. One day, against the advice of their elder Kettle, they wander into the Devil's Casino. They're on a winning streak until the devil himself shows up and tempts them. Win one more roll, and they win all the casino's loot. Lose, and the devil gets their souls. Cuphead, being reckless, takes the bet, and loses. Now, to save themselves, they make a deal. They must collect the soul contracts of other debtors and deliver them. You play as Alex, a witty, somewhat guarded teenager, who's heading to a small island called Edward's Island, with her stepbrother Jonas and a few friends for a chill overnight party. Things start off normal, hanging out, telling stories, tuning into weird radio stations, until Alex accidentally tunes into a mysterious radio frequency and opens a rift to a ghostly dimension. From there, everything gets weird. Time loops trap them, making them relive moments again and again. Ghosts try to communicate through distorted radios and take over their bodies. Alex and her friends must navigate the haunted island, trying to find a way to close the rift and survive until morning.
Bury me.
The Grand Duke of York had 10,000 men. He marched them to the top and back down again. You have 10,000 lives, Riley. Don't waste them all getting lost in the woods.
In Inside, players control an unnamed boy navigating a dystopian world filled with environmental puzzles and hazards. The game is presented in a 2.5D perspective, with a muted color palette and minimalistic sound design, enhancing its eerie atmosphere. The gameplay emphasizes trial and error, requiring players to learn from mistakes to progress through increasingly complex challenges. A standout feature is the ability to control other bodies to solve puzzles, adding a unique layer to the gameplay mechanics. While the game is relatively short, it maintains a consistent pace, with each set piece offering memorable moments that keep players engaged until the end. In Limbo, players control a nameless boy who awakens in a dark forest, embarking on a journey filled with environmental puzzles and deadly traps. The gameplay is straightforward, involving movement to the left or right, jumping, and interacting with objects to solve puzzles and avoid hazards. The game employs a trial and death approach, where players learn from each demise to progress further. You play as an insurance investigator sent to assess the fate of the Obra Dinn, a merchant ship that drifted into port with no crew aboard. Armed with a magical pocket watch that reveals the moment of a person's death, you piece together what happened by exploring frozen-in-time vignettes of the past. Your goal? Identify the fate of all 60 souls on board. The game demands close observation, logical deduction, and a lot of note-taking.
Come on before she kicks off.
Let me help you.
What madness is this? Keep rowing! Where is her? Let them go!
Eastward is a charming pixel art adventure RPG, developed by Pixpil, and published by Chucklefish, available on the Nintendo Switch. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, the game follows the journey of John and Sam as they navigate through a decaying society, uncovering mysteries and forging bonds along the way. Eastward combines adventure and RPG elements with simple action combat and puzzles. The gameplay is accessible, featuring relaxed puzzles and mini-games that keep the experience varied and engaging. While the combat is straightforward, it complements the game's focus on storytelling and exploration. Ori and the Will of the Wisps continues Ori's journey from Ori and the Blind Forest. This time, Ori is searching for their lost owl friend Ku, after a flight gone wrong strands them in a mysterious new land called Niwen. As Ori explores Niwen's beautiful but decaying world, they uncover deeper troubles. The land itself is dying because of the absence of a vital force called the Spirit Willow. Along the way, Ori encounters new allies and enemies, learns the history of Niwen, and must ultimately restore hope to a broken world. Hyperlight Drifter, Special Edition on Nintendo Switch, is a masterclass in minimalist storytelling, atmospheric world-building, and razor-sharp combat. The game's pixel art is breathtaking, drawing comparisons to classics like Another World and Okami. Each region boasts a distinct color palette, from snowy peaks to crystalline ruins, creating a vibrant yet melancholic world. Combat is fast-paced, precise, and challenging. Players wield a sword and various firearms, utilizing a dash mechanic for both offense and evasion. The game rewards skillful play, with boss battles that are tough but fair. The world is open-ended, allowing players to explore in any direction. While this freedom is liberating, some have found the map system to be less intuitive, making navigation challenging at times. The Messenger on Nintendo Switch is a standout indie title that masterfully blends retro-inspired platforming with modern gameplay twists. Players control a nimble ninja, tasked with delivering a crucial scroll, navigating through challenging terrains filled with enemies and obstacles. Visually, The Messenger impresses with its dynamic shift from 8-bit to 16-bit graphics, not only altering the aesthetic, but also the soundtrack and level design. This transformation is more than cosmetic. It plays a role in gameplay and storytelling. The narrative starts with a straightforward premise, but evolves into a more intricate tale filled with time travel and self-aware humor. The game doesn't shy away from breaking the fourth wall, often poking fun at gaming tropes and itself. In Dredge, you assume the role of a fisherman navigating a mysterious archipelago. By day, you'll engage in fishing and resource gathering, while by night, the game introduces horror elements, with increased panic levels leading to hallucinations and dangerous encounters. The game features a day-night cycle, inventory management reminiscent of Tetris, and ship upgrades that enhance your capabilities. Sea of Stars features a turn-based combat system enriched with real-time elements, such as timed hits and combo attacks, adding depth and engagement to battles. The game introduces mechanics like lock breaking and character swapping, requiring strategic planning and active participation. While the combat is generally praised for its innovation, some players have noted that the limited skill sets for characters can lead to repetition in longer play sessions. Tunic on Nintendo Switch is a captivating isometric action-adventure that blends the charm of classic Zelda titles with the enigmatic depth of Souls-like games. At its core, Tunic emphasizes exploration and discovery. Players are encouraged to piece together the game's mechanics and narrative through environmental cues, and a cleverly designed in-game manual, reminiscent of retro gaming guides. Combat is deliberate and challenging, requiring timing and strategy, especially during boss encounters. The game also incorporates a unique language system, adding an extra layer of mystery to its world building. You play as a member of a crew from the starship UES Safe Travels, dispatched to investigate distress signals coming from another ship, the UES Contact Light, which crashed on an unknown planet. Upon arrival, you find the planet hostile and teeming, with aggressive alien life. Each run represents a survival attempt, gathering resources, fighting off enemies, and ultimately, trying to either escape or survive as long as possible. The environment changes with every cycle, suggesting that the planet, or perhaps the fabric of reality itself, is unstable. Neon White is a fast-paced, first-person action platformer where players assume the role of White, an assassin from Hell, competing for a chance at redemption in heaven. The gameplay revolves around completing short, intricately designed levels as quickly as possible, utilizing a unique card-based system. Each card represents a weapon with a primary attack and a secondary movement ability, such as double jumps or dashes, encouraging players to strategize their routes for optimal speed. Set on an 8x8 grid, each battle in Into the Breach is a puzzle where positioning, foresight, and sacrifice are key. Players must anticipate enemy movements and make critical decisions, often choosing between protecting civilians or preserving their units. The game's roguelike elements ensure that each playthrough offers new challenges, with randomized missions, enemies and objectives. In Loop Hero, players guide a hero through a procedurally generated loop, automatically battling enemies along the path. The core mechanic involves placing cards that represent terrain, buildings and enemies, which shape the world and influence the hero's journey. The game features a retro-inspired pixel art style that complements its dark, mysterious narrative. Loop Hero stands out as a creative and addictive title that successfully merges various gameplay elements into a cohesive experience. In Chicory, you assume the role of a canine character who inherits a magical paintbrush, granting the ability to color the environment. This mechanic is central to both exploration and puzzle solving. Players can paint on virtually any surface, influencing the world in meaningful ways, such as growing plants, revealing hidden paths, or unlocking new areas. The game encourages experimentation, allowing for a personalized and engaging experience. Axiom Verge on Nintendo Switch is a standout indie Metroidvania that pays homage to classics like Super Metroid, while introducing its own unique twists. In Axiom Verge, players control Trace, a scientist who awakens in a mysterious alien world after a lab accident. The game emphasizes exploration, with a sprawling map filled with hidden areas, power-ups and secrets. Players acquire a variety of weapons and abilities that allow access to previously unreachable zones, a hallmark of the Metroidvania genre. The game challenges players with intricate level designs and formidable bosses, requiring both skill and strategy. Blasphemous on Nintendo Switch is a dark and challenging Metroidvania that combines punishing combat with a hauntingly beautiful world inspired by Spanish religious art and folklore. You take on the role of the Penitent One, a silent warrior navigating the cursed land of CV Stodia. The game features precise, timing-based combat, where players must master dodging, parrying and executing brutal finishes. Exploration is key, with a non-linear world filled with secrets, upgrades and challenging boss encounters. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove on Nintendo Switch is a masterful compilation that brings together the original game and its expansions into a cohesive and enriching package. Developed by Yacht Club Games, this collection offers a nostalgic yet fresh experience for both newcomers and longtime fans of 2D action platformers. At its core, Shovel Knight delivers tight, responsive controls. Players wield the versatile shovel blade to combat enemies, dig up treasures, and traverse challenging terrains. The game emphasizes precision and timing, rewarding players who master its mechanics. Stardew Valley on Nintendo Switch offers a captivating farming and life simulation experience that has resonated with players worldwide. Developed by Concerned Ape, this indie title combines farming, exploration and relationship building into a cohesive and engaging package. In Stardew Valley, you inherit a dilapidated farm, and are tasked with restoring it to its former glory. The game provides a plethora of activities: farming, mining, fishing and socializing. The game encourages players to find their own rhythm and playstyle. And there you have it. 30 incredible indie games that showcase the creativity and diversity of the indie scene on Nintendo Switch. Whether you're looking for a deep narrative, challenging gameplay, or a relaxing escape, there's something here for everyone. Which of these games have you played, and which ones are you adding to your wishlist? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest gaming content. Thanks for watching Gen U Games, and we'll see you in the next video.